Welcome, disciples. You've entered the world of Lost Me Halo, where a drunken sailor preaches nonsense that somehow makes sense. No maps, no morals, just hot takes and hallucinations. Grab your coffee, light something unhealthy, because the sermon begins now.
I'm addicted. To what, you ask? To everything that's ever been labelled don't. Cigarettes, gin, colourful vapes, or anything that comes with a government warning and an emergency hotline. Let's start with the small stuff. The more social acceptable suicides. Cigarettes. I light them like prayers. Thin white sticks that whisper promises and deliver asthma. The first drag always feels like rebellion, the second like therapy, and by the third I'm bargaining with my lungs for bloody forgiveness. People say it's stress that drives you to smoke. Fuck off. It's boredom and vanity. I like the way smoke curls out of my mouth, like I'm some kind of storm-summoning dragon. Turkish alleys, Dutch rooftops, hotel bathrooms in Dubai. They've all known me and my cough. Lungs filed complaints. Throat wrote passive-aggressive letters. I ignored them. I'm talented that way. Then comes gin. Oh, the cruel, citrusy betrayal in a glass. One sip, and suddenly the room is a funhouse. The walls breathing, lights bending into shapes that make absolutely no sense. One sip, and suddenly rooftops twist into funhouses. Lights bend like spaghetti, and my thoughts run zigzag like drunk ants on speed. Whiskey came next. Liquid courage in a glass the colour of melted sunsets. I've drunk whiskey that could polish furniture, and whiskey that could dissolve heartbreak. And then, the vape. My chemical unicorn. Fruity, synthetic, ridiculous. Clouds so thick they could hide a murder mystery. It smells like candy, looks like a power bank about to explode, and fools you into thinking they are healthier because it tastes like blueberry. All three are symptoms of the same disease. Craving. Craving to feel something louder than silence. Each puff, each sip, each inhale is a small, stupid rebellion against the mundane. Some days, the air tastes like old regrets. That's when you light a cigarette, and the flame feels like a private kind of salvation. Like the universe giving you a blowjob, making you feel alive. But here's the twist, the relapse that wears oversized jackets. Because somewhere between a hangover and a nicotine buzz, I met her, and suddenly, every other addiction looked like a children's board game. The first time she touched my arm, it wasn't fireworks. It was something quieter, more dangerous. Like a voltage too steady to notice until you realise your entire nervous system has been rewired. The first time she said my name, my brain short-circuited. Not the cute kind, the full Windows restart with update kind. Her laugh hit me like a double shot. Her eyes, god damn, God help me, had the gravity of black holes. Beautiful, destructive, and impossible to escape. My chest wasn't beating. It was conducting an orchestra of chaos. I swore I could feel her fingerprints lingering on my skin like chemical residue. My brain absolutely melted. My hands, terribly, useless. The push and pull began the second they noticed me noticing them. Eyes flickering, smiles that weren't really smiles, distances that weren't really distances. Magnetic, repulsive, delightfully confusing. I tried to keep it casual. Pretend they were just another flavour, another weekend mistake. I told myself, you've handled whiskey, you can handle this hot mess who has velvet cushions for thighs. But this wasn't whiskey. This was a distillery of human warmth with huge tits and an attitude. You know how nicotine crawls into your lungs and sets up camp? That's what her presence did to my brain. Every time she stood close enough, the world shrank. The room turned into background noise, my pulse the only soundtrack. Her voice became the smoke I couldn't exhale. I started timing my days around her. A glance was breakfast, a text was lunch, and silence was starvation. When she laughed, I felt drunk. When she left, I went into withdrawal. No cigarette could fill that gap. I fucking tried, all right. I chain-smoked my way through the ache like a man trying to build a bridge out of ash. Didn't work. You can't replace human touch with nicotine, at least for someone that smiles that cutely. She would brush past me and my brain would misfire. Once, she leaned in to whisper something probably trivial, something about what she was wearing, and my knees turned into faulty furniture. I dropped my lighter. The floor suddenly became a battlefield of bad intentions. Nights became hallucinations. I'd sit at my window, drink in one hand, vape in the other, and imagine her warmth beside me. The smoke would curl up, and I'd see their silhouette in it, half memory, half fantasy. I'd talk to the air, laugh at nothing, and swear I could hear her answer back. That's when I knew it wasn't lust. Lust is simple. This was obsession dressed like poetry. By the third glass, she was in my head. The memory of her neck, the smell of her hair, that quiet danger in her smile. Their laugh infected my hallucinations. The smoke disappeared. Classic her. Leaving just when I start to make sense. I began to talk to myself in public, pretending the universe had sent a friend to agree with me. It hadn't. I was just drunk, vibrating with obsession, wildly miscalculating my life. At some point, I realised she became my new nicotine. I could quit smoking tomorrow if she let me hold her hand. I could give up whiskey if she poured herself into my evenings. I could throw away the vape if she would just exist next to me. Every chemical I'd ever loved felt primitive compared to the chemistry of us. Weeks passed. Letters I'd never send. Dramatic, feverish scribbles about push-pull tension, hallucinated warmth, censored heat. Sentences beginning with "if only," ending in ellipses because courage refused to arrive. Deep shadows fell across empty streets. Every heartbeat echoed louder than city noise. Zany lights flickered like broken promises. Zipping past, a wind brushed my cheek, pretending it was her. I laugh at the cruelty, the absurdity, the fact that obsession can be so painfully hilarious. The push and pull continued, teasing, torturing, and occasionally gifting me seconds of absolute perfect hallucination-induced bliss. My friends commented on my obsession. I waved my hands like a conductor of madness and lied. I'm fine. I wasn't. I never was. Addiction was now an ecosystem. Cigarettes were breakfast, gym was prayer, vape was punctuation, and she was the entire bloody novel. The worst part? She knew. She knew she had me. She'd send one "hey" after days of silence, and I'd go feral, cancel plans, shave, and pretend I wasn't waiting all along. She'd show up, smile that dangerous, sticky smile, and I'd forget that I'm allergic to happiness. Push, pull, kiss, vanish, text, disappear. It was emotional fucking tennis, and I was the ball. A blue ball at that. Because addiction makes you foolish. It makes you see signs in coincidences, prophecies in playlists, and meaning in every accidental text. It turns you into a scientist of nonsense, studying every smile like a map to salvation. Addiction doesn't end. It just changes its disguise. Some nights I still pour 2 glasses, just in case they show up. Some mornings, I light a cigarette and blow the smoke out slow, pretending it's carrying a message. Still here. Still ridiculous. Still yours. If you ask me now whether I'd choose her or sobriety, I'd laugh. Sobriety is for people who've never felt this kind of madness. I'd rather be wrecked, ruined, gloriously dependent. Because the truth is, the best highs don't come in bottles or packets. They come in people who make your pulse forget its job description, all with just a glance. So yes, I'm addicted. To smoke that fills the lungs, to whiskey that burns the throat, to vapes that smell like synthetic paradise. But mostly, to the memory of a person who once made all 3 feel redundant. And if that's self-destruction, so be it. I've seen the view from the edge, and it's beautiful.